Hey guys, Audrey here with Flawless Crested Geckos, and today I am here to share another episode of Flawless Droppin' Gems, where we talk about reptiles, we talk about breeding, we talk about life, and pretty much everything in between. So let's dive in. So today's gem hits close to home for us, and probably doesn't really matter what industry you're in at this particular time. Anybody can probably gain some motivation from this gem today, because across the board, I think this topic relates to everyone, and that is dead ends, or what you perceive are dead ends, right? I like to call dead ends different ways, okay? That's what I refer to them as, is if I come to the end of something, what I perceive is the end, then that just means I need to go a different way. You know, it's a turning point for us. If you've been in the hobby long enough, or any amount of time really, and honestly just been alive long enough, you've probably hit a point where your life was rocking along and you had plans, and oops, that plan just did not go the way you thought it would, right? In the reptile world, maybe that pairing that you were so looking forward to did not take. I know 100%, like in the past, 9 years, I guess 9 seasons that we've had at this point, there were a couple of seasons there where I know specifically I had several pairings that I was super excited about, and guess what? They didn't come to pass. They didn't provide for us. There were no offspring. Or maybe your clutch didn't hatch. I know a lot of you gecko people out there, we've talked about how the clutch, the egg looked like it was fertile, everything was good, and then all of a sudden the gecko pipped and didn't make it out of the egg, unfortunately. We've been there. And for you guys who may catch this video and may not be in the reptile industry, think about, and you guys who are, we all deal with this, maybe life outside of that reptile room, life in general, hit you harder than expected. I'll give you a for example. And this pales in comparison to a lot of issues out there today, but we just got back from Nashville a couple weeks ago, and both Will and I ended up getting hit with the sickness. We were down with the sickness for a little while. But in addition to being down with the sickness, life kind of hit us hard with our transportation. My beloved Betty, Black Betty, my Explorer, the car that I just can't seem to let go of, looks like I'm going to have to let it go, right? At least for a little while. It had a coolant leak. So we sent it to the shop and it's being worked on. So while it was being worked on, I was driving our spare vehicle and had to go pick up one of the kids from practice. Well, on the way back, wouldn't you know it, life decided to sucker punch us, and we had a blowout on the side of the interstate. So I pull over and I'm sitting there, and I called Will. I was like, guess what? Life be lifing. Can you come and bring the jack and let's change this tire? So he, of course, my Superman, my hubby, my William, he comes flying down the road and brings the industrial size jack, the hydraulic jack out, because anybody who has ever changed a tire, and trust me, I've changed quite a few, I'm a country girl, y'all need to know that. Y'all need to understand that all his little jokes and stuff where he shows me not drilling things appropriately, he just caught me at a bad moment. I am a country girl. I can do things. But that being said, anybody who's used a janky jack from out of the trunk of your car knows that is just, it's so annoying. Like, did you get it in the right spot? Is it going to stay together? Is it going to fall apart? Is it in a right spot? Like is the car itself in a flat enough spot where you can actually jack it up and not be afraid it's going to tip over as soon as you take the darn tire off, right? Nothing worse than jacking that thing up and pulling that tire off, and all of a sudden the car goes down. Like, that is a terrible, terrible thing. It's like a nightmare of mine. So anyway, so anybody who's used those janky jacks knows that an industrial size jack is much better. So he comes and he jacks it up and we get it all changed, and you know, we get back on the road and we get home. But that took about an hour of our time.
Are you ready to take your love for crested geckos to the next level? Welcome to the Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon, where passion meets opportunity. With 2 tiers, $50 and $100 a month, your membership is not just support, it's an investment. Every dollar goes straight into your very own Flawless savings account, ready to be used toward purchasing that gecko you've always wanted. As a Patreon member, you'll unlock exclusive early access to every single website update we have. That's 48 hours to view and purchase geckos before the public ever sees them. Plus, enjoy 5% off and free shipping all year long. Looking for even more? That $100 tier gives you rollover funds so you can stack your savings for those big dream gecko purchases. But that's not all. Membership also means monthly gecko giveaways, free merchandise, and access to exclusive content designed for both seasoned breeders and brand new keepers. At Flawless Crested Geckos, we're more than just a Patreon. We're a family, a flawless family, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. So don't wait, join today and start enjoying all of those benefits. Your perfect gecko could be waiting for you exclusively here at Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon.
That being said, on the way home, I thought to myself, you know, yes, this took about an hour, you know, a little over an hour really. By the time I called him, he got there, we got it changed, we get back on the road, and you know, the spares, you're not really supposed to go over about 40 miles an hour. So by the time we got home, it was probably over an hour of our time that evening. And you know us, we're always going, moving. And so there were so many things that I could have been doing within that hour time frame that was just absolutely wasted. Then I got to thinking, you know, this is just a detour. This was a roadblock set up to possibly protect me from something that could have caused me to not make it home. You know, you never know you know, how you're being looked after or what blessings that have been bestowed upon you because maybe you had something kind of crappy happen to you. We always try to find the blessings in the tragedies, the silver lining per se. And I'm going to tell you, when I can, in the moment, I'm a little annoyed, right? But when you can reflect back on some of those times and not let it get you down, not be like, oh, well, you know, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have lucky at all. Just think of it as this was a blessing that could have been far worse, you know? I've always said that it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. So I say that to say this, you know, a dead end isn't an end. Again, it's a turn, a shift, a detour. Those roadblocks that you come to, you need to learn how to steel yourself and get around it, get beside it, get under it, get over it, get through it. Whatever you have to do, just don't stop. Because the only time that you actually fail is when you quit. So in reptile keeping, we troubleshoot constantly, right? We have temps, humidity, diet, genetics, parents. We're dealing with a living, breathing thing. So once in a while, tragedy strikes and things don't, again, pan out the way you think they should. You might have that beloved animal that you purchased that was an expensive animal, and unfortunately, something happens and it perishes. These are real life scenarios that things like that can happen, but you can't let it stop you. You know, just troubleshoot and keep it moving. In life, it's the same exact thing. What feels like that failure in that moment is usually just redirection. It's a push towards something better, or at least it's something that you needed to learn before you could level up. Every single time in my life, and you guys, I've just had a birthday. I have now been on this earth for 40 turns around the sun. So like legitimately, I have had quite a few times where I felt like I had failed in certain moments, or I felt like, okay, I just did not do that right. But then I was given another opportunity. God gave me another opportunity to use what I learned in that, what I felt like was a failure, to actually capitalize on something further down the line. So every time that I have seen in my life, in our family's life, that I've actually succeeded in a certain area, it's because I was redirected at a certain time in my previous years where I felt like I failed. So as long as you learn, you know, then it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have what we call dead ends or failures, because it's not really real per se. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because if you let it get you down, it will terrorize your mental health, right? And that matters so much in this hobby and in life altogether. I mean, reptiles, for instance, they teach us patience, they teach us consistency, problem solving. You know, you don't give up when a gecko doesn't thrive the right way, right? We adjust because we've got a number of geckos in our facility. We can't just say, oh my goodness, I failed so hard and now I'm just gonna get out of this because I'm just not made for it. No, you figure out what you did wrong so that you can do better next time. So again, when our setup fails, we don't quit, we fix it, right? So if you're feeling stuck, take that deep breath, step back, and just realize you're not done, you're just being redirected. So I hope this video helped you guys. I really enjoy doing some of these videos. I think, you know, again, like I said, I just turned 40 and I feel like I've got a lot of experience now at this point, just in general, in real life. So if this message spoke to you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that detours aren't dead ends. Keep showing up, keep learning, and always remember, your path's still flawless, even when it twists a little. Bye, you guys.